Fourth segment time, the continuation of the first segment. How our weeks have been. So basically, I didn't tell about my week. So, you know what it was the funniest thing? So,
Well, I guess I never finished talking about my week.
Well, I kept asking you questions, and you didn't say anything. I asked, tell me about Disney World. I got nothing. But yes, tell me about Disney World. Continue. I
guess the part that I didn't really get to elaborate on was Epcot. Well, it's this futuristic world, though. The part that I enjoyed the most, though, was all the outside pavilions where you got a taste of each country. In terms of like they had buildings that were designed to resemble some famous architectural structures that you might recognize from certain countries, like say France or Morocco or Norway, and that was the part I enjoyed the most.
So, how's the U.S. different than other countries in terms of architecture?
I would say modernization. It's blocky. Like I like the rustic look of other countries,
like Europe.
I mean, it could just be like the classic versions of like what buildings used to be. Because I guess for the U.S., when you walk through the U.S., it's more like the Independence days. Like they had Independence Hall and all that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I guess how to compare the architecture. I guess it'd be more in terms of the materials they use. The U.S. used a lot of bricks. Other countries, I guess, well, they had bricks, but like the roof is probably the biggest thing. Whether it be like a flat top or the pitch. It'd be easier if I had pictures to show, because I can imagine it in my head, but then when I talk about it, it doesn't sound all that different. But yet, if you hold two pictures side by side,
oh yeah, you'd be like, oh yeah,
there's all the details that I don't know how to properly explain.
I could imagine
to the details.
U.S. architecture is definitely more modern looking than, let's say, what they might represent other countries, because the U.S. is a much more modern country. Most of our buildings have been built in the past
but I guess my problem
100 years.
I don't know the proper architectural terminology to properly illustrate the difference.
Had only you continued on your path of civil engineering or become an architect.
Yeah, I'd probably become an architect.
Would you have become an architect instead of a civil engineer? Or did you hate architecture?
It was something I thought about. But I don't know.
Man, you could have been
that's a conversation for another day.
Man, you could have been Ted Mosby, architect.
Yes.
You remember that episode?
New York City is like a beautiful lady that only a handful of architects get the pleasure of dancing with.
Oh, yeah.
That was when he was trying to
debate designing the GMB headquarters.
Yes, whether or not he should take down the old building with the gargoyles.
Okay. Question: how long do you think it took for them to tear down and build the GMB skyscraper?
How big is it?
We have no idea, but it was supposed to technically be a skyscraper.
Yeah. Well, I imagine.
So let's assume it's the shortest skyscraper possible.
Well, I imagine it take like 9 months or a year, right? Isn't that how long buildings take? Well, that's how long a house takes. Aren't buildings about the same? Don't buildings take about a year?
So, I mean, the World Trade Center took 10 years to build.
Yeah.
The Burj Khalifa took 10 years to build. I figured it would take 5 years, or maybe even a little bit less than that. No, it took them a year to tear down a building. I mean, they did blow it up, but I mean, they tore it.
It took you a year to tear it down.
What?
How does it take? Are you taking like cleanup process too?
It took them. So from the time
No. Are you talking about cleanup process when you talk about tear down? Because to me, it seems like you could tear down a building in the afternoon. Just a few sticks of dynamite, kaboom! All right, building gone.
No. So I looked it up because I was watching the show and I'm like, huh? From the time they blew up the building to the time that Ted was up in the top of the tower for the party, it took less than a year.
Yeah.
I'm like, no way. Cleanup alone is going to take forever. The foundation alone is going to take forever. Then,
well, yeah. Did you see how long it took them to clean up the rumble between?
Granted, that's two giant skyscrapers. This was like
no. The rumble between, was it Nebraska Hall and
oh yeah,
Scott Engineering Building when they wanted, because I never got to see the completion. Because didn't they combine them? Because there used to be like a tunnel between them.
I don't remember.
And then they took all that out. And then there was just like a mess of all the debris for like months, it felt like.
Yeah. And these schmucks tore down a, like, let's say it's 10 stories. I don't remember how tall the Acadia was. Let's say it was 10-story building. And then built, I don't know how tall it was, in stupid amounts of time. I'm like, what? No. You're not building a skyscraper in a year.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
We're getting off topic. How was your week?
So, it was the funniest thing. So you guys left for Florida, and you were down in Florida, and I'm on Hinge, and I matched with this girl. Now, she's from Nebraska, and she still lives in Nebraska, but she was in Florida at the time.
Oh.
And I was just like, well, that's weird.
That's weird.
It was such a coincidence.
Convenient.
It was the weirdest.
This girl's in Florida?
Yeah, it was just the weirdest thing. I'm like, am I getting, like, trolled right now? Like, what is going on? But, it was the weird... I was just like, what? Anyways, I've been talking to her, since last week. That's probably the most eventful thing. Yeah, so she got back from Florida Sunday? Yeah, Sunday. She was there for a long time, from the way it sounds. I think she was there for like 2 weeks. Maybe more. Which, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't know how anybody could take 2 weeks out of their life and go for a vacation. And it sounds like
I would love to take 2 weeks off.
And it sounds like they do it all the time. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, imagine the future, all right?
Imagine.
In the future, you date a girl, or we date girls, that their families want to take us with them on a vacation. Because my roommate gets taken on a vacation with his girlfriend every year.
Oh, really?
Yes. They take him right after the semester ends.
Oh.
Anyways.
For how long?
A week.
A week?
They went to the Keys.
That seems to be standard.
Yeah. They went to the Keys last year. And I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, how? That's not going to work for me. Maybe it might work for you, but that's not going to work for me. Because, like,
Why?
Let's think about it this year, okay? Let's say somehow I managed to date a girl, whatever. It's getting towards the end of the year, and we get really close really quickly, because, I mean, some relationships move just breakneck speeds compared to others, and I'm being invited to go on the family vacation.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I already spent a week's worth of vacation back in...
How much time do you build a year?
Like 2 weeks.
Oh, so you could theoretically take 2 weeks off and get paid for it?
Theoretically. The thing is, though, I've already taken a week off. Let's say it's this year. I've already taken a week off.
Yeah.
Because I had to take it back.
Well, you had to plan for it.
No, but like the thing is, I'm probably going to use my vacation time up before then. Because, like, my plan kind of is...
No, just say use it all up at once. Use all 2 weeks all up at once.
I can't. You build it up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You said you build up 2 weeks at the end of the year.
Right. The issue with taking it at the end of the year is I can't.
Why? They won't let you?
The manager takes her vacation at the end of the year.
So you take your vacation then too?
I can't.
Oh, you have to be there or she has to be there?
I can't. They can't have two people on vacation at the same time. That would just be a disaster. Because they don't want to.
I guess that's the difference between your job and my job.
Yeah, because they don't want to have to get somebody from another branch to come and work at that branch for a week.
That, and I guess I haven't really ran into the instance where two of us were on vacation for all week. I'm sure it would. I'm sure that they would try to persuade one of us to not do it. I mean, I guess my trip just so happened to not conflict with anyone else. But yeah, I could see where that could be a problem if you have everyone taking a vacation all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I guess if I run into that boat, they probably would persuade one of us to wait or something.
More than likely,
take a week before.
They would be persuading you.
Well, they persuade the person that tried to take it off the least, or the person with the least amount of seniority, which would be me.
Yes, that's why I said you. Anyways, so I couldn't even go to Florida. I might be able to go for like a weekend. Like, if they pay for my plane tickets, I could fly there for the weekend or whatever. But that'd be it.
Can you roll over the next year?
Yeah.
Or do you have to use all 2 weeks?
I can roll it over, but I don't know if I... But here's the thing. I don't know how much I can roll over every single year. Because
Did they tell you that in orientation?
That's the thing. It's complicated. Because you have...
They told me how much vacation I build up at the end of the year. And then how much I can roll over to next year.
But see, mine's complicated because you have to take a vacation every year.
Well, I guess so I build up, I forget the exact number, like 3 weeks or something, but I can only roll over like 2. So I technically have to I guess I don't have to take a vacation, but if I choose not to, I lose a week of free pay, technically, because there's a week of vacation where I could have taken a week off, but didn't.
Right.
And you just lose it. It's use it or lose it. Mm-hmm. But you do get a rollover some.
Right. Well, anyways, I mean, I have to. I mean, you can sacrifice that if you want to. You can. I mean, you wouldn't, but you could.
Yes, you could potentially just choose not to take it.
Right.
I do want to know if I can sell it. So I could, at the end of the year, if I choose not to take a vacation, I can just sell that lost time.
Sell it to a pregnant woman.
No, I'm saying... But you get my point, though, right?
I know.
Back to the company.
Sell it to a pregnant woman or somebody expecting...
I don't know how that works. I'm just saying, if I can, that'd be something I'd be interested in.
I'm just telling you, if you can and you get the opportunity, those are the people to sell it to.
Wait, you sell it to people? And then that you get paid for them?
Or, no, you give it to them. Or however it works, if you're going to give it to whatever the case is...
Well, no, I thought it was just you sell it back to the company. So the company just pays you 40 hours a week. That's what I meant.
Personally, I mean, obviously, yes, that'd be the way.
That's how I interpret it. Like, if you don't want to take your week off, you just sell it back to the company, and they give you an extra pay of what would equate to 40 hours a week.
Right.
Because rather than you taking that time off, you just chose to just take pay. So really, you get paid double for the week. Because you would have already worked the week that you took off, plus you get the extra pay for selling the vacation they gave you.
Right.
Because really, in the very beginning, of the year, they're counting on you taking a vacation.
Right.
But I guess you are kind of screwing them over in a sense by working and making them pay you twice over.
Personally, again, like I said, I would.
So they probably wouldn't let you do it? I don't know.
Personally, if I were you, if you can, and you're like, I'm not going to take the vacation this year. Not going to use it, but I obviously don't just want to like give it up and not roll it over. But I don't really have the time or the availability to take a vacation.
But if you give it to someone else, then you kind of just lost out of it on your own.
True,
and
but
someone
like
else benefited.
I know, but let's say you're being more generous than this.
Yes, I get it. You saw the pregnant woman. Now go on, finish your story.
Right. Anyways, so yeah, we've been talking. It's I don't know. It's interesting. It's just I've just been thinking a lot about how people meet people and like how relationships work. And
it's a complicated mess.
It is, because I've been watching the last season of How I Met Your Mother, which is really good, actually. I mean, the last episode, obviously, a lot of people hate it because you've seen the last episode, right?
Probably. Is that the one how the story comes to a close and the kids are like, "That's it"? There's a story about how you met Robin.
Yeah. And his wife is.
Yeah, and then doesn't he at the very end he goes to her apartment or whatever? And
because his wife
presents her with the blue French horn or whatever.
Yes, because his wife is dead.
His wife died.
Right.
Cancer or something.
Anyways,
right? She got sick.
We don't know. She got sick. Yeah, and that's what pissed people off because it's like, are you kidding me? Like the whole point of the show was to end up with her, and instead he ends up with Robin, and it's like, what? Like, we only knew her for a season. But anyways, besides that, it is fantastic. I think I found one of my favorite episodes. Anyways, my favorite episode is when it's in the last season. I don't know how much you remember. But Barney gets stupidly drunk and goes out and walks, like, on the beach and stuff. And, like, they have to go find him.
Yeah. Oh, is that the one how he gets what they call it truth drunk? He gets so drunk he can only tell the truth.
I can't remember if that was the previous episode or the same episode. It might be the same episode. I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember that. He got truth drunk, and then they're like, "How much money do you make?"
So
a buttload.
I
what?
A
buttload.
Crap.
But Robin makes 6 buttloads.
No. Okay, so her parents are worth 16 crap loads. He makes 6 crap loads, and he spends 1 crap load on his suits.
Yes, that's what it is.
And here's my theory: $16 million. Let's say that's how much Robin's parents are worth.
Is $1 million?
No, hold on. I thought about this. 16 crap loads. Sorry. Oh no, I thought her Oh no, it was 160 crap loads or something. Or
what? I thought it was Robin makes 6 and he makes 1.
Well, no, he makes 6 crap loads a year.
Oh, and Robin makes...
No, Robin doesn't make anything. It's her parents are worth 1,600 crap loads, I think is what it was.
I thought he said... okay.
No, Robin makes crap money because she's a news anchor.
She's a weather or news anchor or something.
Right, she makes literally nothing. He makes 6 crap loads, and I think it was 1,600 crap loads. Yep, that's what it was. 1,600 crap loads. I'm like,
that's how much he makes?
That's how much Robin's family is worth.
Oh, okay.
He makes 6 crap loads. And I'm like, okay, let's think about this here. Let's say it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, and Barney only makes $600,000 a year. That's a good number. But that also only means that Robin's family is worth $16 million.
Uh-huh.
Which, the way they make it sound, it's like, that doesn't make them fabulously wealthy. It actually hardly makes them wealthy at all.
I don't know. They're still millionaires.
Yeah, but most people need at least $2 million to retire.
Is that what it is?
Yes. If you want
Will
to
it be the same when?
if
what
you
about,
don't want to live scraping the bottom of the barrel, you want to at least $2 million. $2 million.
And what about 60 years from now when we retire?
Well, we're probably going to want several
With inflation, are we going to want like what, 8 million?
I don't know. I don't want to know. I try to not think about it.
What is inflation average? How much percent?
In 50 years, who knows?
What is it average right now?
Oh, it's really high.
You work at a bank, can't you tell me?
It's like 5% right now.
5% a year?
Well, no, inflation is funky, okay? All right?
Can you just tell me how what the dollar's inflated from this year, from last year?
Well, I have no idea. It's been 3 days.
What?
From 2021 to the previous year, it's like 6%.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. That's the number I wanted.
However, that is like...
Yes, obviously I get it. It can fluctuate. You know, it could be 7%. It could be 2% one year.
It's usually... 100. It's hard to say because, like, before this inflation... Right. Before this inflation happened, we were in a weird spot. And before that, we had the financial crisis. So it's like you could compare it to the 90s, but things have changed in the past 20 years since the 90s. So it's like, what do you compare it to? Do you compare it to the previous 10 years? Well, we were recovering from the second worst financial disaster to ever happen to the United States.
I think what you do is you average a 6-year span.
But 6 years doesn't...
over 100 years. So you take however long we've been recording data.
That's not very long.
6-year span. So then
about 100 years.
Yeah. So then you take 10-year spans. So now you have 10 data points to compare. 10-year spans.
That's the entire existence of economics.
Yes, and then you use that to extrapolate. Obviously, it's very poor estimation with such few data points.
200 years.
But you have to have something to start with.
For most. Yeah.
You have 10 data points.
Right.
I'm sure you can draw some sort of extrapolation curve.
Well, the thing is, you're
basically doubling your data, so it's not a very reliable source. I get that, but
anyways,
it's something.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, it's... I have no idea.
Obviously, we also do take into account there are more people now.
Yep. I want to tell you...
more people, more money, more time.
No. More people doesn't mean... More people doesn't mean anything.
Oh, I have meant more people spending money.
Well, that doesn't have anything to do with inflation.
Oh, well, it doesn't impact the economy. You have more people buying goods, more...
Well, yeah, it just means GDP per capita goes up, hopefully, potentially, maybe.
But that doesn't impact inflation?
No.
Oh, never mind.
Inflation...
But inflation is impacted by unemployment rate. That's the Phillips curve.
Yes. Whoa, how do you know about the Phillips curve?
With more people So if you have more people... but jobs don't increase. You have more people unemployed.
Right. It's funky.
And so then inflation goes down.
Population economics is funky because once you start adding more people, yes, if you don't get more jobs, yes, you could see that, but that doesn't happen. In developing countries, that happens. In developed countries, that doesn't happen.
Because more people means more people spending money, which means now you can offer more jobs because you're making more money.
Well, in developed countries, there's a labor shortage. So,
yeah,
the more people, the better. In a developed country. In a developing country, it's different. More people, more problems. There's not enough jobs because they can't build infrastructure fast enough. Underdeveloped, I should say. Developing countries, more people, it's whatever. It's like, oh, okay, well, all right. Instead of having one person putting blue and red buttons, I will now have two people, one doing blue buttons, one doing red buttons. On like a control panel.
Efficiency.
No, it's just because they don't have to pay them anything, and it's available, so why not? And it's cheaper than building a robot.
Yeah.
Except in the U.S., a robot's much cheaper. Robot's $100,000. I gotta pay that schmuck to do the same thing, probably at about the same price. $100,000. The robot's a one-time fee. This guy is every single year. And I can pay some nerd $200,000 a year to manage 20 robots. You can do the math really quickly. It's very cheap.
I take the person in a heartbeat.
What?
What?
You're gonna pay 20 people $100,000 every single year versus 20 robots that will probably do it faster. 20
monkeys in a heartbeat.
But, or you could pay one guy, get 20 robots that will probably do it faster and better. Anyways,
I'd have one guy. I'd have someone to talk to.
So, anyways.
What, you want me to talk to myself? Talk to a bunch of machines that can't respond?
What do you mean? They can respond. They spit out error code.
To get through the job, okay?
What do you mean?
The best way to get through a job is by giving others crap. But if they can't react, there's no purpose.
I mean, I talk to my truck and it spits out
some humanity in your job. That's why I'd hire the 20 monkeys.
Those are monkeys, not humans.
No, I'm calling the humans monkeys.
That's racist.
No, I'm just saying they're bad at their job. What are you comparing them to?
Hey, you said monkeys. I'm just... You said monkeys. I'm just
saying they're just bad at their job. They're foolish.
You didn't say that.
Silly.
You didn't say that until after I called you racist.
Well, that's what I meant.
Well,
what do you think I meant when I said monkey?
I have no idea.
A foolish person.
Anyways. All right.
I'd hire 10 clowns.
Okay. Anyways, back to...
Is that better?
Yes. Anyways, back to
your week.
Anyways, so then today, I'm thinking this girl came in, and I opened up her account, and I also got her a cashier's check. Anyways.
In the Snapchat.
Okay, I'm getting there. So
wait, what?
No. You're jumping ahead, but that's not what happened. So I finished, she leaves, and I'm like, oh yeah. I turn around to my other two coworkers. I'm like, oh yeah, she was cute. And the female coworker, she's like, yeah, you and so-and-so, the other guy I work with. She's like, yeah, you both were kind of oodling over. I'm like, ma'am, I may have made eye contact with her for like a minute. Otherwise, I was focused on my work. Anyways.
What? She said you were... What?
I'm like, ma'am, I was...
She said you were drooling over her?
Oodling.
Oodling?
Yeah. You know, lover's eyes or whatever. Anyways, the point is, I'm like, ma'am, I may have looked at her for a minute total. I was focused on my work.
She was like, I know what I saw.
No, she's like, oh, okay, well, your coworker was oodling. I'm like, I could see it. Anyways, and then it prompted the question in my head that back when I worked at Menards, there was this contractor that I liked. And I always talked to him. I remember one day...
She's out of your league?
This is a contractor, not a manager.
Oh.
And there was these girls, and he's standing next to me, we're talking, and he's like, you should go help them. And maybe you can get their numbers. And I'm like, I went and helped them, but I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, how would that work?
What do you mean? You say, hi, I'm so-and-so. What's your name?
No. Here's the thing. Okay. Imagine you're at Menards, all right, and you're an attractive girl, and you're looking for cat food. And this guy comes up to you, and he's like, you need some help? And he helps you find the cat food. And he's a Menards employee. And then he's asking for your number. That's weird. That doesn't...
Yeah, you'd slap him.
It's weird. People don't do that. There's just isn't this... Maybe if you're designing a door, and she's like, I don't know, she's and you're getting to know each other a lot, and she's like actually starting to get into you as well. But it takes more than just, oh, here's the dog food. Hey, you're pretty. Can I get your number? That doesn't work.
Honestly, it'd probably creep her out, and she'd probably be reluctant to go shop there ever again.
Exactly.
You just lost the store customer.
Exactly.
How dare you?
And then think about the bank, okay?
Just by one simple question.
And then think about this girl at the bank today. She gave me personal information. I had access to her accounts. I could see how much she makes.
You could rack her up the hugest loan of her life that she would never be able to recover from.
Well, I don't have the power to make a loan.
And then you could help her out by saying, "Hi, do you need a place to live?"
Anyways. So that's the thing. It's like she just gave me all this personal information, and now here I am. Like, can I get your number? She'd be like, "Oh, for the bank." I'm like, I thought you already had my number. No, I meant for me. Like what? That's not how this works. That's not how that.
You gotta work on that pickup line.
I mean, there is somewhat of a pickup line you could do in there. Like, yeah, can I get your number, but like not for the bank, but for me or whatever. You could come up with a pretty cool pickup line, but it's not. No one's gonna do it. No one, for one thing, no person is gonna do it, and two, no person working in a store or a bank or wherever is gonna do this. I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but no reasonable person will do it. And then no person on the receiving end is actually going to do it. I'm sure it happens, but they won't.
They'll just give you a fake number.
Yeah, just to get the hell out of there. And then they're going to go to the bank just down the street and kill their accounts. Mm-hmm. and then go to the Wells Fargo across the street
and open a new account.
Yeah, and then get screwed over by them.
She's like, on second thought, actually, I'd like to close my account here.
You know what? Can you just print me off the closing account?
Can you just ring me up? I'll take my order.
You know that account you just made me? Can I close it? It's like, what?
Can I close that? I'm sorry, what? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So now you see, and so, everybody's like, oh, so yeah, you can see any cute girls at work? And I'm like,
no.
Even if I did, I don't. But even if I did, what's it?
That's kind of offensive to all the people that watch this podcast. And I've gone shopping there. They now feel offended.
But hey, Menards had way more attractive women shopping there than the bank. Okay.
Wait, do you say you shop at a bank if you're a customer?
Technically, yes. If you're needing a CD, like say you have an account with us, and you need a CD. You're shopping around for rates. You're looking at other banks to see what their rates are.
I guess you can use the word shop, yeah.
In that sense. Or loans. You're looking to see who can give you the best rate.
And going shopping for a loan.
Yeah, or credit cards. I mean, we offer credit cards, and so, credit cards are a little more tricky because they have to, and loans because they have to calculate your rates. But like CDs, it's easy. We get people that call all the time. What's your CD rate? And then they call a bunch of other banks and decide, I'm going to pick this bank for my CD. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, so it's just like when you were at, I guess you still worked that job, not your new one, the previous one. Did that ever come up in conversation between you and the other people? Like, oh, you should go talk to that girl over there. Go help her.
Employee or customer?
Customer.
No. That never came up.
Oh.
I mean, I have thought about it, but then it's like,
how does it
work?
How
would you ever go about that? Yeah, it's the problem. How do you go about that?
Right. Commenters, here's your challenge. It's the end of the podcast. How would you do it? Can you, as an employee, get a customer's number at a store? I can't see it happening.
I'm sure it's been done.
Oh, it happens all the time. I could definitely see it happening, like a male customer talking to a female employee, and the customer asking for and the female asking for the male's phone number. I could see that. Men are desperate. I
That
feel
is
like
true.
men are more desperate than women, personally.
That is true.
I feel I don't know if it's
I
true.
agree with that.
Yeah, I feel like most people agree. Men are just desperate. Or in the sense that I feel maybe it's more common for a customer to give an employee their number. What do you think? Instead of an employee asking, it's the customer asking.
Customer asking. I feel like that'd be kind of creepy.
But the customer
It might be
asking for
kind
your
of
number?
creepy. Yeah, it'd be kind of creeped out a bit.
I could definitely as a female employee, but as a male employee, I'd be like, maybe it's because I'm desperate as hell, but it's like, oh.
Oh. Wow.
And there was this divorced person that came in, and they were like, they were helping they were being helped by one of the other people at the bank, and she was just like showing off, like she's like trying to like show like she had no ring on her finger or whatever, and I'm just, oh my god, and some of the things she said.
Was she like twiddling her finger or whatever?
I don't remember. I couldn't really see. Somebody else was watching it. I was focused on reading articles. But from what it sounded like, she was like,
you're supposed to be you said you're supposed to be eavesdropping on other people's customers, right?
yes, I'm supposed to, but
You're supposed to. You choose not to.
yeah, it's part of my job. I'm technically supposed to, but I don't.
You're supposed to eavesdrop.
Yeah, which is the weirdest thing.
But continue.
Anyways, she was like, if there hadn't been a divider there, she would have been all over him. I feel like. So it's like, well, Jesus. And they're like, but again, it all kind of, it's just, whether you're working in a bank, Menards, or wherever, it's not going to happen. Unless that person is just all over you and is maybe like a regular and like you guys form like a relationship from them being regulars at the store or whatever, I could see that. You know, there's cute love stories about that. Like you go to a cafe every day and you fall in love with the waitress or whatever. That stuff happens. But, you know, you're just walking through Menards and you're like, yeah, that employee's kind of cute. I'm going to go talk to him. Like, no, that doesn't. People don't do that. Actually, Walmart's got some attractive women working there right now, which is like,
Which one?
North 27th Street.
Oh.
Yes. Most of them.
I never go shopping though.
Yeah. Most of them are the ones picking out, they're doing the online orders.
Oh. Well, yeah, because all they have is self-checkout.
Well, no, they have regular checkouts too. I don't go through them.
Someone told me they got rid of, like, the majority of their.
Oh, they have.
Yeah.
They still have like the tobacco line. And like a few others.
Can you self-check out wine and all that? Oh, I guess you have to have a person stop and ring you up, right?
Yeah. But they literally come over, they grab your ID, they punch in your birthday, and they leave.
Yep.
They don't scan it. They don't even really look at it. They just look at the birthday and punch it in, and they're done. I'm like, what?
What? What?
Like, I remember it was my birthday, and I bought alcohol for the party. For my birthday / graduation party.
Did they even wish you happy birthday?
Nope. He just punched in my birthday and went along his day.
I was like, oh, the number worked. Okay.
I'm like, it's literally my birthday today. What the heck?
Oh, it's your birthday today?
No.
I'm kidding.
That's 4 months away. Yours is 10.
It is? I guess it is.
It is? Oh, I guess it. You forgot.
I guess it is.
Did you forget?
I don't pay attention. I don't really care.
Yeah, you're kind of at the age.
I don't need to be reminded how old I am.
What are you? You're gonna
I
be
know
what?
I'm old.
What are you gonna be? 25?
Yeah, I don't want to know. All I know is I'm older. Thanks for reminding me.
Hey, at least you're not like my brother in his 30s.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Well, I mean, I'd be even closer to death. So I mean, I guess there is a bright side.
Oh boy. Alrighty. I don't know if this is the
Well,
longest.
you never did finish the story about your truck.
Oh, right. Yeah, the battery
Did you tell me what
died.
happened? Oh, so did mine. I had to get my battery replaced. Well, I guess it didn't die. The car could never start.
Oh, yeah,
And we
same.
just gave up.
Yeah, I couldn't. So, like, it was Tuesday morning last week. So the night before, it took me 2 tries to get it to start. And I was like, It was cold. It was really cold. I'm like, oh, whatever, Next morning, I tried like 3 times, and I'm like, I'm not flooding it. I'm gonna go inside to get my jumper, my jump start kit. Remember that big green thing we used as a lantern?
Sure.
Oh, the battery pack.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had to go grab that and jumpstart my truck, and then I took it to work with me, and then I had to jumpstart my truck at work to go home. And then I took it to our uncle's, and he replaced the battery.
Hey, does the wind switch directions at night? Because right now it says the wind's blowing to the south, but this morning it said the wind was blowing to the north.
No, in Nebraska, the wind just blows from kind of every direction. Typically from the west and the north.
The reason why I say this is because when my battery died or whatever, my dad was telling me to make sure that the car is pointed to the south because the wind generally blows north to south, and so you don't want that cold air blowing into the car. You want it away from the cold air, so that way it gives your battery a fighting chance from the cold because you have the rear side of the car insulating it. However, this morning, I noticed the wind was blowing north to south. Right now it's blowing, no. Right now it's blowing north to south. This morning it's blowing south to north.
I'm going to tell you this right now. This isn't like the west coast. This isn't like being on the coast where the wind will change direction at night because of the colder air from the warm air from the ocean.
Yeah.
We don't have that. This is the middle of a continent. It just blows.
But does it have any preferential direction?
West and north.
So it blows north.
Blows from the north to the south. Or from the west to the east. Generally.
So it can and it will switch.
Oh, it switches all the time. I will say it goes north, west, south, east.
So it blows north to south more often than not.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially in the winter. Especially in the winter.
Well, I looked at it this morning because my phone tells me what direction the wind was blowing, and it said it was blowing to the north.
Well, yeah, a front came through today. It's blowing. We're expecting snow tomorrow, so.
Lovely.
The winds are changing.
Oh, but that was the only thing that happened to your truck? You just had to get a new battery?
Yep, that's why I take it to our uncle's. So yeah, it was dead.
Oh.
Yeah, it broke. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I wasn't late to work.
Well, when you said it broke, I was thinking like you had a misfortunate event that had happened that had compromised the usability of your vehicle.
I couldn't get it to start, so.
But I was thinking like an unrepairable issue.
Yeah. When we opened it up and we got the battery out, he was like, "Oh, it's an EverStart. It was a Walmart brand." He was like, "It's an EverStart." And I'm like, "Oh."
Not a bad brand.
It's like he looked at it like, "This thing's 7 years old. That's impressive for a NeverStart." And it's impressive just in general for a battery.
It is, yeah. What did you put in?
We put in an FVP.
Do you look at the terminal? See, my battery, the terminals were all corroded.
That wasn't my issue. Oh, you replaced your battery just because they were corroded?
No, it wouldn't start.
Oh. Did you go and get some baking soda and water and just...
Well, we tried cleaning it off. and it didn't help.
Did you clean the actual so you
Oh, I
cleaned the
didn't do it. My
battery?
dad did.
Oh, did he clean the
I don't know what he did.
oh
He said he cleaned it.
everything?
And then I don't know what he did. He just
Okay.
said he cleaned it.
All right.
That's what he said. He said he cleaned it. I don't know what it specifies. He said he cleaned it.
I'm assuming he cleaned everything. I don't think your dad
Yes.
would half clean it.
And
Did it work?
no,
Oh.
because the next morning, I went to start it. It almost started. It sounded like it was trying to start, but I had to give it another go. And then it just the second go, it would not. It made this weird noise that was not good.
Not good, yeah.
Not good noise.
So how much does your battery cost?
100 something.
Oh. You should have talked to our uncle. I paid $78 for mine.
Oh, you got a discount or what?
Well, yeah, I got it at cost.
Oh, because you bought it from him?
Yeah.
Or through him? Or?
Yeah. He all his batteries are ones that he supplies to like dealerships and that kind of stuff. So they're good batteries. But because they're just cheap. Because he gets them at
I
cost.
see.
Because he works for the company. Where did you go to get a battery?
My dad got it.
Oh, where did he go?
I don't know.
Oh, so do you even know what brand of battery you got?
I don't even know what's in it. All I know is there's a battery in the vehicle and it starts now. All is well.
You're a battery technician, damn it!
Yeah, you think I care what kind of battery's in the car starts?
I figured you'd be, of all the people to be interested in the battery, you should be the most interested.
Actually, I kind of was interested, though, to take it apart. I don't know what he did with it, though.
You have
Because
to.
I kind of want to take it apart and open it up and see what the cells look like.
Well, that'd be very dangerous.
What do you mean? I do it all day.
Well, I mean,
I do it all day long.
Okay, yeah, but car batteries aren't meant to be taken apart.
But I want to know what it looks like
Oh,
for research purposes.
you just Google it.
Yeah, I know I can Google. I like to have hands-on experience.
With sulfuric acid and lead?
Yeah. Are they lead acid?
Yeah.
Okay.
All car batteries are lead acid.
Are they?
Yes. They don't
I mean, I guess we don't take apart lead. Well, we open the case of lead acid, but we don't open the cells of lead acid. Actually, we don't even open the cells of Nike. We don't open the cells of anything. But we open the case to inspect the cells. That's what I want to do, is open the case to see what the cells look like.
I don't know. I have to rewatch the video, but there isn't...
The lead acids we work with have 2 cells, and each cell has about 12 volts-ish to generate 12.5-ish to generate a 25, because it's in series, so you add the voltages to generate a 25-volt battery.
I don't...
That's what we use. But what is a car battery? Are they 12 volt, 24 volt?
Mine is... Yeah, they're 12. My alternator gets it up to 14.
14 volts.
Well, it runs, yeah. They're generally 12. And then your alternator will get up to the voltage that it needs.
And how many amps?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I mean, you can touch the terminals of a car battery. It's not going to kill you. There can't be that many.
Yeah.
So...
You can touch it while it's running?
I mean, if you touch it while it's running, it might.
Well, if there's no current going through it.
Oh, I was thinking just touch the terminals.
No, when it's running.
Oh, I wouldn't want to do that, no.
When it's running.
Nope, I don't want to do that. That sounds painful and deadly.
Well, yeah.
It's really all about whatever the amperage it needs to We need to end this. We need to end this podcast.
Well, you need more than it needs to start, because when it's cold, you do know why a car battery is harder to start when it's cold, right?
Yes. So car batteries, the reason why we don't use lithium-ion batteries is because they provide more amps than a lithium-ion battery.
No, but I meant what's going on inside the battery. Like the reason why.
Well, it's a chemical reaction, and if it's cold,
Yes.
the chemical reaction happens a lot slower.
And the rate slows down twice as much for every 10 degrees Celsius.
Yee.
10 degrees drop.
Oh, wait, that's quite a bit. That's really...
Every 10 degrees?
That's only a 40... That's only, at the most, a 50-degree fluctuation here in Nebraska.
No, but the chemical reaction gets cut in half.
Yeah, I know.
Which means that if you don't supply the proper amount of current, if you barely supply the proper amount of current when it's room temp, like 70 degrees outside, you're never going to get started in the winter.
Nope.
So you need to generate an enormous amount of current in the room temp, so that way when it does drop to 30 degrees, you can still supply the proper amount of current to get it started.
I guess I can tell you what the maximum amount of amperage a battery will supply at once for a 8-cylinder, depending on the 8-cylinder anyways.
Yeah.
No more than 1100 amps.
It will not supply more than that?
I mean, it can. Obviously, it depends on the vehicle, but my starter thing is meant for 8-cylinder eight-cylinder and under. But obviously, different 8-cylinder vehicles require more amps, so it might not start like an F250, but it will probably start an F150 at the most. But anyways, that's 1135, like 1150 or 1135 amps.
Oh.
So, usually, if I'm not mistaken, a good cold crank battery for a 6-cylinder.
You crank it?
Well, that's what.
Hand crank?
Anyways, is like 600 amps. 600 to 800 amps is what you're going to want for a 6-cylinder vehicle. Your car.
You have 6 cylinders?
Huh?
You have 8 or 6?
I have 6.
You have 6.
You have 4.
No, I have V6.
Oh, you do have V6? Okay, never mind. Well, there you go.
That's what I thought I did.
Well, I
I'm pretty
don't,
sure I do.
I don't know. It's a Focus. I figured it had a tiny motor in it.
It does, but I thought I had 6 cylinders.
Well, how many?
I don't look under the hood of my car as often as I should.
You definitely don't. I figured you, of all people, might.
I'm pretty sure I had a V6.
But anyways, doesn't matter. We need to end this podcast. It's now the longest podcast ever. I would like to thank you all for watching.
Is it really?
If we're at 2 hours or 40 minutes. I would like to thank you all for...
3?
Huh?
We haven't hit 3?
We've never hit 3.
Well, that could change.
Nope. I would like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcasts every other Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time. I hope it doesn't drag on this long next time, but every segment seems to drag on.
We can certainly try.
And good night.